Sleep isn't just a luxury. It's a biological necessity. When you don't sleep, your brain doesn't simply rest. It begins to malfunction in ways that affect memory, focus, mood, and even long-term health. In this video, we'll uncover what really happens inside your brain when you skip sleep, and why those late-night hours can cost you much more than you think. Memory becomes foggy and unreliable. When you skip sleep, your brain's ability to consolidate memories is severely disrupted. During deep sleep, the hippocampus works like a save button, transferring short-term experiences into long-term storage. Without that process, facts you learned or events you experienced may simply fade away. Lack of sleep doesn't just erase memory, it also makes it harder to form new ones. Imagine trying to study for an exam or remember an important meeting after pulling an all-nighter. Your brain struggles to encode information, almost like writing on a corrupted hard drive. Scientists have even found that just one night of poor sleep can reduce memory recall by up to 40%. Over time, chronic sleep deprivation can mimic symptoms of dementia, leaving you forgetful and confused. That's why sleep is not just rest. It's your brain's filing system, ensuring your life experiences don't slip through the cracks. Focus and decision-making collapse. Without sleep, your brain's prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for logic, problem-solving, and decision-making, functions at a fraction of its normal capacity. This is why even small tasks can feel overwhelming when you're tired. Lack of sleep slows down reaction times, impairs judgment, and makes you more prone to risky decisions. Studies have shown that sleep-deprived individuals perform as poorly as drunk drivers in attention tests. Think about that. Being awake for 20 hours can impair you just as much as having a blood alcohol level over the legal limit. This is why fatigue is one of the leading causes of accidents in workplaces and on highways. Without enough sleep, your ability to weigh pros and cons collapses. Instead of rational decisions, you lean toward impulsive, short-term choices. In short, sleep deprivation doesn't just make you tired. It turns your brain into a reckless driver with no brakes. Emotional control spirals out of balance. Ever noticed how you're more irritable after a bad night's sleep? That's because lack of sleep throws your emotional regulation into chaos. The amygdala, the brain's fear and anger center, becomes hyperactive, while the prefrontal cortex, the calm-down manager, goes offline. This imbalance makes you more reactive to stress, more sensitive to criticism, and more likely to overreact to small frustrations. In fact, research shows that sleep-deprived individuals experience up to 60% more emotional reactivity. This explains why a small inconvenience can feel like a disaster when you're running on empty. Over time, chronic sleep deprivation increases the risk of mood disorders like anxiety and depression. Essentially, your brain loses its emotional thermostat. Instead of regulating feelings, it swings wildly from one extreme to another. Without sleep, you don't just get cranky, you lose control over the very circuits that help you stay emotionally balanced. Creativity and problem-solving shut down. Sleep is the ultimate fuel for creativity. During REM sleep, the stage where dreams happen, your brain makes unexpected connections between ideas, fueling innovation and problem-solving. Without this, your mind struggles to think outside the box. This is why people often wake up with solutions to problems they couldn't solve the night before. When you cut back on sleep, you're not just tired, you're stripping your brain of its ability to be inventive. Sleep-deprived individuals show reduced activity in the association areas of the brain, which are crucial for combining different pieces of knowledge into new insights. Whether you're an artist, a student, or an entrepreneur, sleep is the silent partner in your creative process. Without it, your mind becomes rigid, repetitive, and unimaginative. Your brain depends on sleep, the same way your lungs depend on air. Don't treat it as optional. If this video helped you understand why sleep matters, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more science-backed insights. And remember, your best ideas, your sharpest focus, and your happiest moods all begin with a good night's sleep.